One of the most overpowered abilities in Sung Jin-Woo's arsenal is his Shadow Extraction, which allows him to resurrect the souls of defeated enemies and transform them into loyal shadows under his command. However, this ability comes with several limitations. Shadow Extraction can only be used on enemies that have been completely defeated, meaning Jin-Woo cannot extract shadows from the living. Additionally, success is not always guaranteed. The stronger the enemy was in life, the harder it becomes to extract its shadow. The process is not limitless either. Jin-Woo is given a maximum of 3 attempts to successfully extract a shadow. If he fails all 3 times, the target can never be resurrected as a shadow. One key fact that influences the success rate of shadow extraction is Jin-Woo's intelligence state. The higher his intelligence, the greater his chances of successfully extracting powerful shadows. This means that as Jin-Woo continues to grow stronger and improve his stats, the likelihood of him turning formidable foes into shadows increases significantly. Jin-Woo's shadows are not just mindless entities. They are structured like a well-organized army, each following a distinct hierarchy based on strength and rank. Every shadow begins its journey as a basic shadow soldier, but through battle experience and Jin-Woo's growth, they have the potential to ascend through the ranks, with the highest known rank being the Grand Marshal grade. One of the most intriguing aspects of this hierarchy is how a shadow's rank influences its individuality. Lower-ranked shadows typically function as obedient soldiers with little to no personal will, acting purely on instinct and Jin-Woo's commands. They are also supposed to follow the order of a higher-ranking shadow. On the other side, as a shadow rises in rank, it becomes more likely to exhibit distinct traits, personalities, and even intelligence. Some of the most elite shadows are capable of independent thought, strategic decision-making, and even retaining fragments of their original selves from their past lives. Shadows begin their journey at the basic grade rank, the lowest tier in the Shadow Army. The soldiers Jin-Woo resurrected after his battle with Igris fall into this category. While they are relatively weak compared to higher-tier shadows, they are still formidable enough to take on U-rank and even D-rank hunters. A rank above them are the normal grade-rank shadows, which include magician-type shadows and the ant soldiers. These ants are exceptionally powerful, as their species was already among the strongest creatures on Earth, capable of lifting objects many times their size. The shadow ants, however, are even more monstrous, having undergone multiple evolutionary cycles on Jeju Island before becoming part of Jin-Woo's army. Shadows in this rank are capable of fighting on par with C-rank hunters. As shadows ascend in rank, they undergo significant transformation. They unlock unique abilities, start displaying emotions, and even gain the ability to speak. One of the most defining milestones in their progression occurs when they reach the Knight rank. At this point, shadows are bestowed a name. Tank is a Knight grade rank shadow and the second major shadow to be added to Jin-Woo's army. Before his resurrection, he was the leader of the Ice Bears, a force encountered during the Red Gate incident. During this battle, Jin-Woo commanded his shadow soldiers to overwhelm the regular Ice Bears while summoning Igris to face their leader in direct combat. Despite putting up a fierce fight, the Ice Bear leader was ultimately defeated by Igris and was later resurrected as a shadow, joining Jin-Woo's army. At his current rank, he possesses the strength to challenge A-rank hunters. From this grade onward, shadows are given names. Iron is the shadow of Kim Chul, an A-rank hunter from the White Tiger Guild. During the Red Gate incident, Kim Chul attempted to divide the team, isolating the weaker members in an effort to secure his own survival. However, this strategy backfired as his group was swiftly annihilated by the White Elves. After witnessing Jin-Woo's group thriving in luxury within the dungeon, Kim Chul, driven by greed and desperation, attacked Jin-Woo, only to be intercepted and killed by Igris. Upon his shadow extraction, Iron became a loyal shadow. named shadows often develop unique abilities, exclusive to themselves. In Iron's case, he acquired Shadow Provocation, a powerful skill that forces enemies into a berserk state. Kaisel is a wyvern that was once the mount of the king of demons. After being extracted as a shadow, Kaisel's primary role within the Shadow Army became transportation rather than direct combat. Unlike most of Jin-Woo's elite shadows, Kaisel rarely participates in battles, instead serving as an asset for high-speed movement and aerial reconnaissance. Jima is the shadow of the humanoid serpent, the boss of the serpents. His most notable ability is the power to drastically increase his size, which also enhances his physical attributes, making him a formidable force in close combat. Jima, along with Iron and Kaisel, belongs to the elite Knight grade, a rank occupied by shadows capable of fighting against S-rank hunters. At this level, they possess overwhelming strength, durability, and combat prowess. Tusk is the shadow of Kargalgan, a high orc shaman who made his debut during the Demon Castle arc. Unlike the majority of Jin-Woo's shadows, Tusk specializes in magic, making him an enhanced version of a magic user with a vast arsenal of spells. As a magic-oriented shadow, Tusk wields an extensive range of abilities. Some of his notable spells include Hymn of Protection, which conjures a defensive shield. Hymn of the Fire Dragon unleashes a beam of fire from his mouth. Hymn of Agony curses a target, inflicting intense pain. Beyond these, he possesses numerous other spells. Due to his immense strength, Tusk holds the rank of a general. Greed is the shadow of Huang Dong-su, the only shadow that Jin-Woo personally punished after his resurrection. Huang Dong-su became Jin-Woo's enemy after suspecting him of killing his brother. His obsession led him to kidnap and torture Jin, hoping to use her as a means to extract information from Jin-Woo. However, Jin-Woo tracked him down, using his shadow soldiers, ultimately killing him and extracting his shadow. Jin-Woo then named him Greed. Shadows that reach the general grade, like Greed and Tusk, are capable of going up against advanced S-rank hunters and overpowering them. They also possess full speech capabilities. The highest rank in the Shadow Army is the Martial Grade rank. While all shadows exhibit unwavering loyalty to Jin-Woo, those who reach the martial grade take this devotion to an entirely different level. These shadows are not only the strongest in his army, but also the most significant in terms of their commitment and role within the hierarchy. Igris was the first major shadow Jin-Woo ever summoned. Before his resurrection, he was the guardian of an empty throne, acting as a final test for those who sought to challenge him. His battle against Jin-Woo was one of the most difficult fights the hunter had ever faced at that time. The gap in their strength was immense, and Jin-Woo was on the verge of defeat. However, due to Igris' chivalry, he discarded his sword, choosing to fight Jin-Woo in a fair duel. This act gave Jin-Woo the chance he needed to turn the tide and claim victory, a fact he later admitted himself. Unbeknownst to him at the time, Igris' true purpose was far greater than simply guarding a throne. He had been personally tasked by the original Shadow Monarch to test Jin-Woo's worthiness as his successor. Before becoming a shadow, Igris was renowned as the Blood-Red Commander. Despite his current status, Igris did not always hold the martial grade rank. He started as a Knight grade shadow, and as Jin-Woo continued to grow stronger, Igris found himself overshadowed by newer, more powerful recruits like Tusk and Beru. Eventually, he was promoted to elite Knight rank, but his full potential remained locked. It wasn't until Jin-Woo awakened as the Shadow Monarch that Igris regained his original strength, finally ascending to martial grade. Among all of Jin-Woo's shadows, Igris is the most devoted. His loyalty is unmatched, and he expresses this through his ritualistic kneeling after every battle, a gesture that symbolizes his eternal servitude and respect for his master. Beru is the shadow of the Ant King, a creature that was originally born with the sole purpose of killing. As a result, even in his shadow form, Beru remains the most ruthless warrior in Jin-Woo's army. His battle instincts are unparalleled, making him the most brutal and bloodthirsty shadow, a fact that even his fellow shadows recognize. Unlike most shadows who display camaraderie, Beru does not care for his allies. His only allegiance is to Jin-Woo, and even that loyalty is not absolute. While he follows orders, his violent nature makes him unpredictable. If injured in battle, he can lose control, allowing his innate bloodlust to take over. In these moments, he disregards commands and becomes focused solely on killing his enemies. Despite his unpredictable nature, Beru's sheer power and ferocity make him one of the most dangerous assets in the Shadow Army, earning him a place among the martial grade shadows. Up until now, we have established that martial grade is the highest rank in the Shadow Army, but one shadow stands above the rest. He is so far beyond the others that he was given a unique rank, Grand Marshal grade. This exclusive title is reserved only for the lieutenants of the Shadow Monarch, and that honor belongs to Bellion, the Grand Marshal of the Shadow Army. Unlike every other shadow we have discussed so far, Bellion was not resurrected from a creature that once lived. Instead, he was born directly from Ashborn's power, making him a being of pure shadow energy. His creation stemmed from the fruit of the World Tree, a mystical tree so vast that its branches alone could cover an entire city. Despite his immense strength, Bellion, like all shadows, is fiercely loyal to Jin-Woo. However, due to his origins, he does not have a past life, nor does he possess the lingering attachments that other resurrected shadows might have. He exists solely to serve the Shadow Monarch. Above every shadow in the Shadow Army, there exists the Shadow Monarch himself, Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo's ascension to this position was not by mere chance. Ashborn, the original Shadow Monarch and the ruler of the dead, was one of the rulers who once served the Absolute Being. However, after eons, fate led to a turning point when Sung Jin-Woo, once an E-rank hunter, was chosen as Ashborn's successor following the Double Dungeon incident. This event marked the beginning of his transformation from the weakest hunter to the most powerful being in existence.